Hello, everyone, and welcome to Up to the Minute with PFSI. I'm Brian Weigel, and I'd like to personally thank you for spending time out of your busy day to join us. I'm so excited to host Up to the Minute, and I consider it such an honor to be able to do so. And why not? I get to talk about what's new and exciting in PFS investments, and there's always things that are new and exciting. Plus, I get the opportunity to talk to some of the best securities producers in the business. We get to find out, what's working for them and how you can use their ideas, their thoughts to take your business, to a whole nother level. Up to the minute, it's always a lot of fun. And I'm extremely excited about today's broadcast. I want to kick it off with some exciting announcements, some initiatives, and then we have two incredible field leaders who are joining me today who are doing some great things in their investments business. So who's on the call? So first up, we'll have six-diamond earner and Senior Vice President Lito Lagman. And to close the broadcast, we also have a six-diamond earner and Senior Vice President Dave Deal. And when you combine the securities production of these two field leaders, it's approaching 40 million in base shot production over the last 12 months. So that's absolutely incredible. They have things going. I'd like to personally thank both Lito and Dave for being here today, because I know they have some great expertise to help each and every one of you. And I'd also like to thank the great securities marketing team, our outstanding production team, legal, compliance, operations. It truly is a team effort to do everything they can behind the scenes to make Up to the Minute a success. I'd like to thank each and every one of them from the home office. So let's get started. And to me, there's no better place to start than talking about 2023. We just had our earnings call, so we could talk about the year-end numbers and what a year it was. It certainly was a strong year. And I will talk about some of the reasons why I consider 2023 an absolutely strong year. We finished with over 9.2 million in investment sales. Our assets under management is at a near record high at 96.7 billion. That's where we finished 2023. And we have approximately 2.9 million investment client accounts, people that have invested with you, with us together. And we're at 2.9 million investment accounts, unbelievable. And securities compensation, 485 million. That was 48% of the total compensation paid to the field. So an absolutely incredible 2023. And I even think it's even more incredible than just what the numbers say. And so why is that? Because if you think about where we were going into 2023, 2022, what you had to deal with when you dealt with a bear market all through 2022. S&P 500 down 20%, the NASDAQ was down 33%. You dealt with volatility 6 different times in 2022. Volatility was at highs that you had to deal with, talking to individuals, to clients. Volatility doesn't help the process, and you had to deal with that in 2022. Inflation was soaring, interest rates were rising, consumer sentiment was low, and recessions, you couldn't turn on the TV, go online without seeing something about recession. All that affected 2023, no doubt about it. But as the years progressed, things started to change. Markets went up. The S&P 500 up 24% in 2023 at the end of the year. NASDAQ up 43%. Volatility was getting calmer. Inflation was cooling. We're talking about potential rate cuts now as we move into 2024. And consumer sentiment just happened here. The latest one in January had the highest level since July of 2021. People are feeling better. And that's why I'm just so bullish about what 2024 was like. But dealing with all of that change, going from 22 to 23, that's why 2023 was such an amazing year with those numbers. And I got to thank each and every one of you for doing that together, putting those numbers on the board and helping more and more families. But again, I'm so bullish about 2024. Things are lining up so well. You see the way the economic indicators are headed in a positive direction too. But it's not just me. I mean, there are many analysts who go on record to talk about what it is that they think will happen in the S&P 500. And many of them are talking about increases of 5 to 9% this year. Some are talking about maybe flat to slight increases, but most of the analysts seem to be more bullish towards 2024. And just another reason I'm so excited about the prospects for this year. But I'm also excited about the opportunity. It always goes back to the opportunity, and it's bigger than it's ever been. There's $18 trillion sitting in cash, money markets, and CDs. And yes, money funds have gone up in their yield over the last year as interest rates have gone up. But that's still a lot of money, 18 trillion. And remember, the SP 500 delivered 24% last year. Now, we can't say it's going to do that happen every year, certainly not. Okay, but long-term investing has always been a key. It's something we've always talked about. And IRA contributions, I will talk about IRAs here in a few minutes, but overall contributions, they're low. There's nearly 130 million households in the US, and 63% don't have an IRA. But the good news really is that if you do have an IRA, you may likely to make that contribution, and that is good news for us. If you don't hold an IRA, odds are you're not going to make an IRA contribution. So that opens up good opportunities for us, more doors for us to help more families. And the great wealth transfer, it's absolutely real. We see it every day. The silent generation, boomers, they're going to pass down $84 trillion in assets through 2045. They'll be here before you know it. We see the great wealth transfer happening each and every day in our business. But workers aren't saving for retirement. Facts are facts. But 18% of workers, 1 in 5, have saved less than $1,000, and 1 in 3 have saved less than $25,000. So workers aren't saving for retirement. And maybe a bullet that almost fears me the most, but 73% of workers believe they're going to need to work for pay in retirement. So the opportunity to help more people, it's real and better than it's ever been before. And you know what? It's IRA season. So all those opportunities work beautifully and a great setup for us. We have over 1.17 million IRA mutual fund accounts. And the beauty of it is 420,000 of them have a PAC. Firing, systematic investments, saving for their retirement. 420,000 IRAs on the books have PACs attached to it. That's amazing. And one of the reasons for that is Easy Key. It makes it so simple to open up an IRA. We launched Easy Key about 5 years ago, and it really does combine buy term, invest the difference together, one appointment at the kitchen table. And the results of Easy Key is 185,000 Easy Key accounts have been opened up, and 113,000 of those are IRAs. Big, big numbers. And I'm also proud of the fact that 1 in 5 of those have authorized PAC Plus. That means on either an annual, quarterly, semi-annual, whatever the case may be, they have increased their PACs on a systematic basis. We are such a dominant player in this business in IRAs, and we have ways to help you too. Okay, so we just recently launched the IRA contribution report. It's right there on POL. It's included all apps for business, special reports. Click on IRA contributions. You can see some examples sitting right there on the slide, but that was one way to help you know whether clients made a prior year contribution. So if you go out to POL, check out all apps for business special reports for RVPs, and click on IRA contributions, and you can see what clients made a prior year contribution into their IRA. But it's also in SAM 2.0. SAM 2.0 has been a game changer for us for platform mutual funds. And one of the great things that SAM has, there are many great things, but one of the great things it has is you can see current year, prior year contribution. You can see the activity right there in SAM 2.0. So if you're utilizing SAM 2.0, and I know over 13,000 of our representatives are doing so, okay, if you're utilizing SAM 2.0, all that information is sitting right there. And if you want to gravitate your business to SAM 2.0, we can do so as well. So you can view current year and prior year contributions right there on your platform mutual fund accounts. And we have all kinds of campaigns to help you too. So we have campaigns talking about the IRA contribution deadline. April 15th, it's only about 2 months away. So a good campaign is to get that communication going with clients. We have that available. For the second year in a row, IRA contributions, the limits went up. That's great news. You can now invest $7,000 into an IRA this year, or another $1,000 for ages 50 and older in a catch-up contribution. So it's either $7,000 or $8,000 for 2024. You can invest into your IRA, or $6,500 for 2023 with that prior year contribution. And coming in February, it's now, so it's launched. Invest your refund. People have asked me, it says, okay, well, Brian, how much was the actual refund or the average refund from last year? And the results were, it's really $2,750. So we thought, what would happen if we talked to more people about investing that refund, that $2,750? What a change that could make for their retirement. And over a 30-year period, about a 9% rate of return, that $2,750 without any more contributions could equate to over $36,000. That's what the Getting a Tax Refund campaign is all about. And I urge you to use this campaign with clients. Also, our strategic partners, they are here. Every step of the way, they are here to help you, and they just have so much at your fingertips out there to be able to help you with the materials, with great marketing pieces, to help you then talk to more people about the IRA opportunity. These are just some of the examples you see, but there's so many more. Reach out to our strategic partners. We have all the contact information right there on POL. POL Investments, click on marketing support, and you'll see the contact numbers, website links, everything there ready to help you have the very best IRA season that you've ever had. Let's talk about managed accounts a little bit. Managed accounts has certainly been a growing area of our business. And you can see how our assets have been growing all the way from 2017 to 2023, topping out right now. We ended the year at $8.46 billion in managed accounts assets, 20% increase over 2022. Great year and great momentum in managed accounts. And it's not just here. It's also in the industry, but I want to show you, how do we, Primerica Advisors, compare to the industry? If you go back over the last 5 years, back to 2018, you can see there's growth in the industry. 76% increase, topping out at about $10.5 trillion as of Q3. That's the latest numbers that we have. $10.5 trillion in managed accounts assets. But look at Primerica Advisors. Look where we are. Over the last 5 years, we have grown this business over 144%. And you just saw in the last slide, our AUM has grown now to $8.5 billion. That slide only shows 7.5. So that 144, it's a much bigger number. But in order to do the proper comparison, we had to compare it to the industry, the latest information we have from the industry. So we topped it off there at Q3. But it is a growing part of this business. If you haven't gotten your Series 65 or you're considering your Series 65, urge you to study, get that exam, take that test, pass the test, and just add that club to your golf bag to be able to offer managed accounts when it's appropriate to individuals. But we are in tax season. And I do want to convey just a few things you need to know if you're in this business already about what your clients should expect about the tax form delivery. So as you know, we started 2023 at TD Ameritrade. And then through the conversion process, where you got 98% of our accounts over to Pershing, what does that mean with regards to taxes? That was just a huge accomplishment to get that done. But what it means is you'll get a 1099 tax form from Pershing. Because that's where you are today. But where you started was TD Ameritrade, which means you'll get a 1099 from TD Ameritrade. So that's 2 tax forms that you should expect this year, one from TD and then one from Pershing. But a few clients made a stop at Schwab and actually opened up a Schwab account before converting over to Pershing. So therefore, you could end up with a third 1099 tax form, one from Pershing, one from TD, and then one from Schwab. And the delivery method for that 1099, it really comes down to your preference. What did you have either on the Pershing system or on the TD system? So if it was set up for electronic delivery, that's the way that your client will get it. You'll get the tax form electronically. If it was set up for paper, we'll deliver a paper 1099 for them. And if there are clients out there that actually have not gone into the Pershing site yet, so therefore they haven't logged into their site, we're going to assume that they're a paper client, and 1099s will be delivered in paper for those two. So just want to be sure you understood and have the expectation about how those tax forms are going to be delivered. And all the dates are here on the slide. Some will be delivered by mid-January, others mid-February. A few could come at the end of February. But just want to be sure you have an idea about what the expectation is for tax forms delivery. Now let's talk about something that we absolutely have to grow, and that's securities licenses. But I am so proud of where we finished 2023 with over 25,000 securities licenses, almost 19,000 in the US, 6,500 in Canada, massive, massive sales force, #1 there in North America. And I am so proud of that 2023 record renewal percentage, 96.2% renewal rate. Absolutely incredible. Again, congratulations on that accomplishment. But we need to keep it going. That's why we announced the 2024 Securities Licensing Blitz. So if you pass the exams and become active by June 30th, 2024, and then do $1,000 worth of production in 90 days, you as the rep will earn $350 and $100 to the RVP. That's $450 for doing what's right. By getting that securities license, then you have the ability to enhance your business, to go out and help more people. And that's really what it's all about. It's limited to just 500 slots. That's why it's a blitz. So go out there and get that securities license. And if you're among the first 300, we have that quarter zip performance polo. You see the picture right there on the page for you and your RVP to share and wear with pride. That's the 24 Securities Licensing Blitz. And we have so many resources that are available. So whether you're studying for the SIE, the Series 6, 63, 26, or the Series 65, we have the resources available through Kaplan to help you study and pass the test the very first time. So whether it's the PDF manual, audio book, the QBank questions, study calendar, on-demand videos, we have it all. And you see on that slide, there's a lot of free next to it. That means that we are spending the hundreds of thousands of dollars to get you securities licensed. And if you want a paper copy of the manual, I like to have a paper copy of the manual. We negotiated a very low cost solution through Kaplan to make that happen. But I also want to highlight the live webinar classes. It's been a big game changer to have those live Primerica only classes through Kaplan. And I want to show you the class schedule all through the months of March and through April. Yes, there's a lot of numbers on that slide. I get it. A lot of dates, a lot of times. What we've done, though, is we've created a calendar right on POL. Just check out the path to securities licensing. You can view the calendar right there. So you can then know what live webinar class is happening on each individual day. The Zoom link is connected right to the calendar, so you can get started and take that live class in just one click as you're studying through that entire study process, no matter what exam you're studying for. SIE 663, 65, 26, we've got a live webinar free for you throughout the months of March, throughout the month of April. And Kaplan's always making things better. And one of the best things that they just launched in December was a brand new dashboard. So whether you want to look at it as a calendar view, or maybe you want to look at your study calendar as an activity list, either way, it's there in a brand new, easy to use fashion, modern look and feel to it. Plus, you can actually see your study plan. What percentage are you there as you're going through your study plan, so you know where you are in the study process. But the best part is everything you need to study, whether it's a portion of the exam manual. Maybe you need to study Unit 2 tonight, or maybe it's taken 25 questions. It's all there right inside the calendar, right inside the My Activities list. So you don't have to leave this calendar to go study. Everything you need to do on that particular day is right there. And that new dashboard, we've gotten some great feedback. It has been a big time game changer to be able we've gotten great responses back from those who have used it. So we know that it's going to help our study pass rates, exam pass rates, and get you helping more people a whole lot quicker. And remember, we want to recognize your accomplishments. So when you pass the test, send us a picture right there to hashtag PFSI proud, or in Canada, hashtag PFSL proud. We want to show your accomplishments with your pass notice right there so you can see your name in lights. Again, it's hashtag PFSI proud there in the US. And we want to talk about incentives. 2024 is shaping up to be an amazing year. We talked about the opportunity, talked about IRA season, the growth in managed accounts, securities licensing, all the different things we have on the table there with the 2024 securities licensing blitz. But we also have our bonus programs. So whether we're talking about the RVP base shop or RVP at first, okay, or Excel for equity base shop, Excel for equity at first, future RVP, or the brand new RVP Elite bonus, $2 million additionally on the table for the top 150 reps. RVP Elite bonus based on total securities production. That is $21.6 million on the table in bonus programs set for 2024. It's just another incentive to go out there and help more people become financially independent. But I can't talk about incentives without talking about our securities leadership event, the 2024 securities leadership event out in Napa Valley, California at the Meritage Resort and Spa. 354 slots on the line. Competition period, of course, is going on right now. December 2023 all the way through May 2024. There's so many firsts as a part of this event. You are going to want to be there. No doubt about that. Two-phase trip, the very first ever two-phase trip at the Meritage Resort and Spa. September 10th through the 13th is phase 1. September 13th through the 16th is phase 2. The weather is going to be phenomenal in California at that time. Mid-80s in the afternoon, mid-50s at night. First time, and it's going to be an event of firsts, and you're going to want to be there. But you're also going to want to be in Atlanta. The 2024 convention, we are only 155 days away. Hard to believe. It'll be here before you know it. But our goal is to have 70,000 in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, 70,000 in attendance, rocking the dome, cheering for just one team, cheering for Primerica. It is the 2024 International Convention. You are absolutely going to want to be there. Bring your teammates. It's going to be a happening, game-changing event for sure. And the registration is open right now, right on the beginning of POL. You can't miss it. So register your teams. But when you talk about securities, there is so much at stake in securities because we have recognition on the big stage at various levels. So we're talking about personal, future RVPs, RVP and above, the categories of SVP, NSD, SNSD through third, all of that recognition on the big stage and for securities licensing as well with your team size. So the Primerica International Convention just can't wait to see everybody in July in Atlanta. Okay, that was a lot of information. And I hope you found a few pieces of that information helpful for you to elevate your securities business to a whole new level. But now it's time for the field. And our opening field leader has been a longtime supporter of our investments business. He's a 6-diamond earner with about 70% of his cash coming from investments. In fact, his base shop has produced over $16.5 million over the last 12 months. And he's so big on consistency, putting numbers on the board each month. In fact, 10 of the last 12 months, he's had over $1 million in base shop production, and he was just an eyelash away from each of the last 12 months having $1 million in production. Absolutely incredible. He's on the board of directors of the Asian Pacific Islander Leadership Council, the APILC, who just had a tremendous kickoff event just a few months ago. He's also on a newly minted member of the Investment Advisory Council, the IAC, so congratulations there. So with that, please help me welcome Senior Vice President Lito Lagman. Lito, you're next up on Up to the Minute.
Hi, my name is Lito Lagman. I'm from the great state of Texas. Thank you so much, Brian, for all that information. You know, our company is just amazing. We're just growing like crazy, okay? A little bit of a background. We were actually from Massachusetts, lived there for 28 years, and then moved to Maryland while we're building the business. And now we moved to the great state of Texas. I've been here for about almost 2 years, okay? Anyway, some of the things we're doing in our Bay Shop, actually, it's hopefully we can help some people in the business, okay? We grew up in a Bay Shop with Sam and Debbie Yanka. Okay, thank you. They're the one who brought us into business. They're just an amazing leaders. And then, you know, we lost a great coach. Kind of miss him all the time. Richie Falcone. I'm second generation to Richie. You know, that guy actually made a huge difference also in our lives. Okay, but just want to thank you, Brian, for inviting us, as well as home office. I cannot stretch enough to thank you guys for all the things you do. We are just, you know what, positioned right now to whoever wants to build something in this company, you know, everybody or anybody can do it, okay? Just to share some of the stuff we do in our Bay Shop. We started working on our securities business. We were not all securities before, but, you know, Primerica is built to however you want to build your business, okay? So we were recruiting, premium building, RVPs, but we realized that, you know, security is part of our business as well. So a little bit of history, got promoted to RVP in 2005, okay, quit my job. My wife actually was the lead agent at that time, okay, we were regional leaders, but when they handed the contract, because I got the securities license, they passed it on to me, so I have to quit my job. From 2005 to about 2010, I was learning securities. For the people who are listening to this, securities is not that really easy, okay? And it's not hard. But I want to thank some of the people also that actually made a huge impact. One is John Costigan and Glenn Paganetti and Carlton Crackett, okay? These are people in our hierarchies that I always look at their numbers. They always are doing big securities. And I got curious as we were building our business. I asked them, can you please maybe help me out? You know, one thing great about our company is people, even with no vested interest, okay, don't make money out of you, they'll find some time to help you. And I'm just so grateful, especially me and my wife, we're just so grateful with all these people who actually made the huge impact. Richie Falcone used to coach me. He said, Lito, or he called me Keto. He said, one day you'll get your 1 million, 1 million, one client, 1 million trade, you know? And I said, oh my God, really, Richie? And now we're averaging at least about 1 million a month, okay? Because we embedded securities as part of our culture in our business, okay? Last month, we did 10 by 17,000 in premium. Also with about close to about $1 million in securities. And in the month of February, we're probably going to do at least over 1 million. Okay. So what we did is one great information that we started sharing with the people in our Bay Shop. One is we want to get the people licensed in our Bay Shop. We have 23 right now in our Bay Shop, okay, out of about 100 like licensed reps, okay. This is one of the presentations that we always present after we do the normal presentation, okay. So imagine this. You're sitting on a kitchen table, okay? You ask these people in front of you, they're either prospective clients, okay, or people are your existing clients, okay? These are the things that actually made me realize and understand we have to do this, okay? We are the last resort out there to help people. The statistics are always true. 70-something% people don't even have much money. They're going to be working for the rest of their lives. You know, I don't think most people would like that. So here's what we did. Question is, how old are you right now, Mr. and Mrs. Client? They say, you know, the average person like 40 to 45. And then I'd say, how many years before you think you can retire? The common answer, they don't have clues. So we guide them, we put their age, and then let's say 67 or 65, and then we mark that in a piece of paper, okay? And then we'll say, so how many years do you think that would be? And we, you know what, I'm the type of person, I use my calculator with the client and I show them and I'd say, hey, listen, so let's just say they say 20 years, 25 years, whatever that is. And then I look at their statements on their retirement, whatever they have, and they showed it to me. These are the things we educate them. One is rule of 72. We make a point that they understand rule of 72, okay? Because we always tell them numbers don't lie. Second, we educate them on dollar cost averaging, because rule of 72 gives them an understanding on how they can save and how much they can save. Dollar cost averaging gives them the comfort of understanding how it's going to be at the end. And then the last thing is we never have issues closing life insurance because they know within that 20 to 25 years, they're going to need protection because that is the peak of their financial responsibilities. So we never have issues. The way we close it to that end is, okay, let's just say in 20 to 25 years, you never die. What if there's a possibility you can have, all the money that we talk about, and that money is going to, be used for your retirement to supplement your Social Security. Okay. We always show them, look, age 62, you want to retire early? Social Security said you're going to lose 30% of your benefit. Okay. If you were born up to a certain age, if you work until 65, you want to retire, you better have all these money. Okay. Because by 62 to 65, if you retire, you're going to have what? You're going to have to pay for your own health insurance. 65, you could be on Medicare, and then by 67, your full retirement age, you can collect 100% of your Social Security. So we educate people in that sense. So by the time we were done sitting down on the kitchen table, people don't have any objections. I don't know about you guys. I don't like to have objections or concern, because they know it's a clear path to what they have to accomplish and do while they're working. Okay. Now, the other things that we also look into is this, okay? The most important question after we sit down with the client is this. By the time you reach that certain age, okay, I call it the golden years, okay? If this is one question I always ask my clients, okay, or clients to be, I said, if there is a way that I could be there to help you, service you, call me anytime besides Sunday. Okay. Will you have a challenge working with us? We were in Massachusetts last couple of weeks. We had our gala with our awesome upline Sam and Debianca. By going there, because we're from Massachusetts, we acquired 2 clients over a couple of $1 million because these people retired. Okay. Now that's one area we do, but one of the things when we started from 2005. Okay, we're big on what we call pre-authorized checking. Okay, the ACH, the whatever contribution. Every month when we sit down with the clients, we average per family, we average at least 4 to 6 accounts. Okay, either rollover, emergency, short-term or mid-term, what they call it, or what we could do is we help them understand how they're investing their money and where. And then it's up to them then to do whatever they have to do, okay? Here's one area we actually focus on. From 2005, just to give you guys our experience here, okay? From 2005, okay, we're not really good at securities, but we were willing to learn. To 2010, we did so many pre-authorized checking, a lot of Roth IRAs, emergency account, a lot of that. And from 2010 moving forward, we're starting acquiring some clients, okay? Some clients that now they believe in us because we're there, we're servicing our clients. It's a big thing. Thank you, my buddy Norman, okay, from Massachusetts. He said, you got to service your clients, and we do. So from 2005 to 2010, we did a lot of PACs. We did some recruiting. And then 2010 to 2015, Okay, we started recruiting other people, getting our securities business up in the right market. Okay, and then here's what happened then. From 2010 to 2024, we did over $1 million in securities. That did not happen by accident, guys. Okay, it happened because we're trying to get in the right market. What is the right market? Well, by background, I'm Filipino. I'm first generation. Okay, here's what I notice in my culture. Most of us, we come in as nurses, physical therapists, or engineers. Here's what we do. We work for companies, but nobody's educating us, trying to save money, how to invest your money the right way. Okay, make sure you have a plan. Okay, a budget worksheet. Nobody, but we make good money. And I felt bad because my sister-in-laws are nurses. My wife Mercy is a physical therapist. My sister is a nurse, and a lot of our friends are in the medical field. What I noticed is these people are getting old, and I started, they started to open up with me, and I said, "Oh, I don't think I can retire. Oh my God, I'm still going to work for a while." I took that seriously, and I came up with this plan. I said, man, there's got to be a way to help a lot of these people. And we thank God we're involved with Primerica, because Primerica taught us how to do that. Okay. All the PACs we did a long time ago, those numbers, the reason we do more securities now, because of all the things, all the work we did in the past. Don't take lightly what we do out in the field, guys, because we are the last resort. If you really pay attention and learn this, you can impact a lot of people's lives, and also you can help yourself along the way. So again, thank you so much for inviting me. Brian, back to you.
Thank you, Lito, for being here. That was amazing. And congratulations on all your success. I did take a few notes along the way. And I just want to convey just a few of those bullet points. We really do educate at the kitchen table. And it does minimize objections. I couldn't agree with you more. People want to know what to expect. And when you provide that education, they know what to expect. I also know we're here to help. It really is about providing great service. And PACs, they really are so important. And I like the way you said it and actually showed some of your statistics about how the PACs have led to recruiting opportunities over the years. So I really hope that was helpful, and thanks again for lending your expertise. But now it's time for our closing presenter. And his already strong business is absolutely on fire. Both his cash flow and his non-life cash are both up double digits, with close to 90% of his cash coming directly from securities. Absolutely incredible. And his production, it's really the reason why. Because over the last 12 months, he's running a $21 million securities base shop with significant production coming from all major lines of business: mutual funds, annuities, managed accounts. He does it all. And he's here to tell us what's working for him. So please help me welcome our closing speaker from my home state of Pennsylvania, IAC member, Senior Vice President, Wall of Fame member, Dave Deal. So Dave, you're next up on Up to the Minute.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Hey, everyone. Thanks. This is Dave Deal. Excited to share with you today. Thankful for the opportunity to serve. And we're part of the great John and Patty Lavin hierarchy, and couldn't be prouder. And today we really want to talk about what's working for us, and has for now 26 years, geez, is running successful seminars. And it's a great topic and a great way, a great value add to your business. Lito talked about, serving your clients, and this is just another way to do that. And so we really do it through three different ways. Through the small businesses, we call them lunch and learns. The great Chris Royce and Scott Fletcher put together the financial wellness seminars. So we run those too as needed with our small businesses. We also twice a year run our Women in Money seminars, and they're led by our lady leaders of the office, who do a phenomenal job with it. And then quarterly, since 1998, we have run our wealth strategies seminars, And we really have made it part of our F&A system that, and you'll see how I incorporate that as we go. Our next one happens to be April 29th with the topic of investing for retirement. And so the one we just had was January 29th, just last week. It was our dinner seminar, and it was called Successfully Using Qualified Plans since we are in IRA season. We had 36 guests, and it was just a fun night of sharing, having the wholesalers share for our team and our clients. And so you might say, how do you get started? The best thing I can share with you is definitely schedule the date, pick it out a couple months so you can schedule towards it and invite towards it. You definitely, if you don't have, like we have an office that'll hold about 110 people in our major room that we utilize for the seminar and the dinner. But you might have to book a facility and a caterer, and then definitely get a hold of the wholesalers who you're going to have speak. We typically have Lincoln and Franklin Templeton. Franklin Templeton's been with us since the beginning. So they have been great supports of ours. And then we usually have one of our wholesalers from the Lifetime platform. And so then you have to arrange for the equipment, make sure you got that. Of course, obtain a compliance approval. We use the approved invitation that's online, as well as getting approval for the speaking engagement. Ordering materials from the wholesalers and Primerica that we give out as handouts, and of course, confirm all the guests, about 1 week ahead of time, and then we begin a list of who will be attending. And in terms of who to invite, that's pretty easy too. That's obviously current in-process F&A clients, where we put that invitation actually as part of the F&A as one of the pages to make sure that we invite them. And then, of course, since COVID, 2021 through 2023, any F&A clients from there, we invite. Of course, when we're doing revisitation, we always build a culture of education and, staying in touch with our clients. And there's where the service comes in. Of course, it's a great way. I know none of you have a chicken list, but we find out it's a great way. We call it dinner and a show that they get a chance to participate in. And so definitely set the date for your next seminar and then begin that invitation process. And in terms of how to invite, we use that invitation. As I mentioned, on our appointments, we put it as part of the F&A. We also hand deliver the invitations. If we're doing like a revisitation, we'll hand it to them, emailing them as well. And then if they don't have an email address, or we maybe have an old one, we'll mail it. And then through the great Howard Lashner, we do our quarterly calls by our staff every quarter to let them know that we are hands-on and that we're going to be guiding them, and my staff invites them as well. And I know coming soon through our CRM campaigns, we're going to be able to invite through that as well. And so as far as an invitation type script, what we do there is this is kind of like a mindset that as we talk to our clients verbally, that we will say, as part of working together, we find that those clients who take an active interest in their financial program tend to understand it more and be more successful because of it. To that end, we hold our quarterly wealth strategies dinner seminar. We have done them on Zoom as well, so we will invite accordingly. But we let them know it's purely educational, there's no cost, and we'd like to invite them to it. So again, we call it dinner and a show, so we eat first, and then we have the program, which typically runs. The dinner goes about 6:30 to 7, and then from 7 to 8:30-ish, we have the program. And we have the guests arrive typically between 6:15 and 6:30, sign them in, get them a name tag, and then they get their information packet, which I'll talk about more in a little bit, which includes a take action form. And so this is a typical agenda. Most important is that middle part. We, of course, do the welcome of who we are. And then we get into the three, wealth accumulation, wealth protection, and wealth transfer, all through our mutual funds, managed accounts, variable annuities, and ending with our legal protection program. And then we have a call to action. And then we finally end with a Q&A with the wholesalers that they will stay on. And we have a great group of guys that help us with that. And you can build those relationships as well. And then this is how we kind of conclude tonight. We say basically there's 4 ways that you can help potentially solve the financial problem in the US. Is start with your own financial game plan, one at a time. And so then refer others. We tell them we accept referrals. And that typically happens as people think while they're sitting there, oh man, my brother should be here, my sister, my cousin, my parent, my child, et cetera, et cetera. We also let them know that they can join us and be part of the solution if they like what we're all about. We are looking for people, and I'll talk about that next. Or refer others if they aren't able to join us on the team, that they could refer others for that as well. And we let them know that in our area, and yours will be different, of course, we're looking to expand from 4 to 7 offices, our goal in the next 18 months. And we're looking for people with high integrity, good people skills, and a strong work ethic. And that we provide full training for both part-time and full-time positions. And so the follow-up, though, is key. And the very first one is that night, is the guests are encouraged to submit their take action forms before leaving to the person that invited them. And then we let them know that, we ask them, who's the strongest nation in the world? And some say the US, some say China or Russia or whatever. And we say, no, it's procrastination. Is the strongest nation in the world is procrastination, is people put off and they don't do what they should do. And so we tell them when they saw some great info, make sure you get your questions answered and the information you need to move yourself forward. And so we also give out that night the next invitation. So all of our folks that were there, the 36 guests, got the invitation to the next seminar because maybe they want to hear more, or maybe they want to refer somebody or bring somebody else with them. So we make sure they leave with one in their hand in their kit. And then, of course, the reps, if they don't do the follow-up appointment and set that date that night, what we basically do is we have them follow up with them, of course. And at the next training meeting, of course, we recognize those with the most guests, both individually and the teams that are leading the way. In terms of follow-ups, the guests that set appointments that night, well, they're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll with them. Those that didn't set appointments, now we have to follow up, and we do that usually at manager meetings. And then if they missed it altogether due to, dog ate the car keys or whatever, then we invite them to the next one. But we also can bring the show on the road and go see them. And so we try to follow up with that appointment too. And then beginning the very next day, our next invitation goes out for, in this case, April 29th. We begin our new list that we start inviting towards. And again, it becomes a real, cycle, and it becomes part of your system. And we have a saying in our hierarchy called trust the system because it works. And so what are the results? Now, if you see the red note at the bottom, these are our actual results for example purposes only. You will have your own, and I can share this with you. Back in 1998, when we started this with the great Vinny Ragusa, we had one guest. Thank God it was my guest who showed up so I could talk to the team the way I needed to, but we only had one guest. But I made everybody wear a name tag, so at least to look like 20, 25 people in the room, all thinking that they were guests. But our average typical attendance is 30 to 40 guests. The dinner is provided by our partners who have agreed to help us out, both, again, Franklin Templeton, Lincoln Financial, and the Lifetime platform. Recently, we've been really using Horizon Investments, so that's who we've been using there. Typical from the result. Now, it's not always a direct result from each seminar, but a lot of times through a referral, or perhaps somebody gets downsized, or perhaps they receive an inheritance. But typically, new business that comes out of each session is between 1.2 and 1.5 million. We didn't start that way, but that's where we are now with it. And if you think that doesn't work, we have 2 vice presidents, Rebecca Allen and Sherwin Ford, that came from these seminars. And that's the power that people will look at your business a little differently. Give an example. Sherwin was a CPA prior to this, and he saw it in a different light and joined the company, and now is a rising star in the company. And so as we close today, what I will say is get started, because if you build it, they will come. So thanks for joining us today on Up to the Minute. We look forward to a great 2024 and have a blessed day.